It's okay.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another stream at Millennial Tavern. It is yours truly, Mr. Dan Spence, and we are playing more D&D. We only have 3 of our companions right now, so
That's
unfortunately,
all we ever have.
yeah. But sometimes we do have 4. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do.
When?
Well, periodically.
When?
Periodically.
No.
It'll be lit.
Not as often as Dan rolls a
I'll be gone next.
Yeah. Oh my god. So little context. I played D&D in Oscar's campaign, and I rolled. What was it? It was in 9 rolls. I rolled 6 ones.
I just rolled 4d6s and they were all ones.
Well, I think mine's more likely, but yes.
the number. He looked up the statistical odds, and I was
Didn't
like,
we-
1.2 billion.
Didn't
to
we
1.
do? Was that here or was that the other one? Didn't that happen here? Because Arthur did the same shit.
It was 3 though. It was 3. He did 3 back to back. I did. Well, it was like 3 or 4 back to back, but in a total of 9 rolls, it was 6.
It was hilarious.
That's karma for fudging all your DM rolls behind the screen.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, right? Yeah.
You know what he was trying to do? He was trying to seduce somebody.
I literally hit on
It was fucking hilarious. He fumbled so
perpetually,
hard.
just like I was like, yes.
I was sitting there prepared to
You're-
up in any way I could.
You're very pretty. You're prettier when you smile. You should smile.
I can't crush him on the battlefield, but I can crush him in a fucking social interaction. It's fantastic.
Anyways, so let's talk about D&D. So what happened recently? what happened as of late? You guys ended up coming out of a giant portal and went off to have a conversation. So let's talk about that.
Kind of portal. I'm like,
We all almost died.
Oh no, you were fine. We were fine. He was the one that was like, because he's just laying on the ground.
I'm completely knocked out. We actually did death rolls.
Yeah.
oh my god.
I said, look, if I was knocked, do fucking death rolls. Because I said either I was
It
dead
was
or I'm not.
good. No, he was like, we're doing it.
I said roll death rolls. That's what it is.
I kicked him a couple times. He finally woke up. Which, by the way, the death rolls for that were phenomenal.
Oh, they were.
We just rolled them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
I wrote because he's like, well, if you want to do it, we'll do it. It's gonna be like 1 roll of 3. We'll see what happens. All right, we'll play this out. So you want to see it? Oh yeah. So everyone goes over there and looks at it. It's like, he's like, did I die? And I'm like, he's getting it. You kick it, kicking him.
I think you rolled a 20, a 19, and a 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
one of the 2 or 3
He had his second character pulled up in another.
Literally, yeah. He's like, I'm good. I'm
I
ready.
already have my
Ready to
second
go.
character. That's great. Yeah, I have it prepped.
Exactly. But anyway, so yes, he woke up.
Idiot.
He woke up. You guys ended up going off into the town square and ran into Commander Nathaniel after Cynthia ended up walking you guys over there.
Yep.
So what ended up happening after that?
Well, we learned, what was the saying? The green dragons.
So the green dragons is basically the code word if they ever need a hush-hush meeting.
Yeah. But it was the green dragon room.
Yeah, the Green Dragon room.
Yeah. So that's something we should hold on to.
That's our new name of our group.
The Green Dragon.
The Green Dragon.
Yeah.
We're not the IRS anymore. I've now decided that right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
We are the Green
I'm like, are we this still? I don't know. We're whole new people.
I was never the IRS.
Okay. Question mark? We are the Green Dragon.
Hence why our group chat name. Did that update for you guys too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's talk. So then you guys ended up going to the secret conference room where you ended up sitting down with the Commander Nathaniel.
Correct.
And you had a long, drawn-out conversation with him, which we won't get into right now exactly. You guys will be able to talk about it a little more in session. But you guys sat there, chatted with him quite a bit about what exactly had happened. As you believe he had died, and he went ahead and talked about anything. He was basically an open book for you for the entirety of the time that you were there. Reginald was sitting off in the corner rather quiet, just taking everything in, while the rest of you were just berating him with questions until eventually he ended up basically just providing everything it seemed like you wanted, and basically offered you all kinds of help and assistance, incentives, anything he could do. And he also talked politics, about morality, about what it means to be, part of the Lord's court, what the freelance is all about, why it is they're doing these things. You found him out to be very much a politician, and no surprise, as he is a politician.
Yeah.
You found him to be somebody who could really provide you with anything that you wanted, and maybe things that even impress your Lord. And as all of you end up kind of having these conversations, eventually everything that you discussed was enough. he parted ways and said he was going to go get you an official seal that would be signed by him. Unfortunately, not by the Lord. But you also found out that apparently the Lord is actually within the city limits. And you don't think that, you don't know where he is, you don't know if he's in the city anymore, but he was for a short point. And while the actual letter won't be signed from the Lord himself, this will be signed by Commander Nathaniel, and it will have the official Lord seal. It'll basically give you permission to do any and everything that you want and act as if you were members of the Lord's court, even the Lord himself walking through the city. So, that being said, as he left, he ended up kind of discussing a little bit more, had a little bitty short rest, and then immediately after that, it seemed like you were about to leave and walk out of the room. As you're about to walk out of that room, though, Reginald ends up speaking up after sitting in silence for this entire duration of time.
By the way, the army's on the move. And we can go join them if we wanted to.
I don't know how I still feel about this. I honestly don't. Something is still gnawing me in the pit of my stomach about this. So much was said, and yet so many questions still arise. Did any of us ask what was in that war room?
Can I roll history?
Nobody asked what was in the
I was like,
war.
I don't think so. No, nobody asked that.
All of these documents pertaining to what's been going down in the Underdark. Why does the Lord have ties with that evil witch? But I can't. My mind is running in a million fucking miles an hour right now. I can't even remember the name of her.
Well, while you're saying this, Arthur's going to end up saying, listen, friend, I wouldn't worry this too much. I'm going to go find us some drinks, and I'll try to join you later for the speak with the commander. But just try not to overthink it too much. Sometimes things just work out for us. And then he's just going to kind of walk out and leave you alone. So Arthur is no longer in the room.
I don't know. Maybe Arthur's right. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. But I just can't help but shake this feeling off.
I tried to. I rolled perception to see if he was being genuine during the session.
Insight, you mean?
And said what? Yeah.
You can talk about this in character too.
Yeah, well,
I'll
that was just let you know. But everything he said seemed to be true. From now, I've never met him, never seen him before, but it didn't seem he was in ill intent or deception.
He didn't seem like he was telling us everything, but he did seem honest. There were some things that were weird, though.
You saw Nathaniel though, the Nathaniel that perished.
Yeah? I've seen weird shit since I left. I don't know what to believe.
I don't know.
Yeah, something's not right.
It's not. This is just.
But how did you know that was Nathaniel?
How do we know this is the guy?
How'd you know that was Nathaniel? Did you talk to him? Because I saw him die, but I didn't have much conversation. Can I roll history to see if I did talk to him or have any?
Yeah, roll history. Yeah.
Is this the guy we interrogated?
12.
In your old life, yeah. You did speak to him a little bit, yes. He basically was telling you how he was a jeweler born and raised in the city. And you had a little bit of a conversation, but it wasn't anything too crazy. But he basically said that, even with everything that's happening, he doesn't think that's going to stop his trades. When he gets to the next city, he's just going to set up shop there.
Did he ever claim to be a part of the Lord's Court? To me, at least.
He never claimed to be part of Lord's Court to you.
How do we know that was the Nathaniel? Maybe it was just a Nathaniel. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of Nathaniels around.
But the Empire was looking for him.
No, they were looking for Nathaniel.
He just had
They might have
the same
gotten caught
name.
up in the wrong shit.
Roll history really quick. As you're kind of saying that, you're going to feel almost like a rattling in the back of your mind.
Shit.
7?
Yeah.
you're not going to remember exactly what it is, but you definitely feel like something's missing. Maybe it wasn't Nathaniel. Maybe they were. Anyways.
Right. Well, maybe you're right or not, but still something's not sitting right here.
Readjust. Maybe your butt's numb. You have been sitting for a while.
You're not wrong. It does kind of feel numb a little bit. All right. Well, listen. I get it. He feels that we're doing morally right thing, but regardless, being showered by all of this, doesn't it feel a little much?
We're fucking awesome. What can I say?
Seems pretty standard for me. It's better than most of the other experience I've had with the mortal realm.
Well, regardless, there's no going back now anyway, so I mean, it's great that we have so much access to this now, which, correct me if I'm wrong, we now have full access to the library.
Once he gives us, yes, we do have access to, yes.
The one thing I'll tell you is when he walked in, this was the one thing that really caught me, at least. He pulled out the seat, and he almost froze for a second. Like he was waiting for someone to sit down, and after a second or two, he realized, and he and then kind of like popped back in. That's the only.
Could I have made any sort of check on that at the moment? You can say no.
You know what? Okay, because you were sitting there in the room, yes, I'll let you retroactively have rolled insight. Because you are a druid, you were in the room, so yes, I feel like it was a high DC. He picked up on it, nobody else picked up on it, so.
That's a nat 20.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I rolled like a 19 and I had like a +6.
Good job. Share. I need another one of those.
Yeah, it was a really high AC.
I need one now too.
It was a really high DC there.
Alec, can we get
it was a really difficult DC, and you did it. Okay. Yeah, so you're going to have remember that too. While it happened, you were kind of just trying to take everything in, but it seemed like he did actually pull the chair out and kind of stood there, almost like posed as if he was waiting for somebody. Then all of a sudden, like it seemed like kind of like a little twitch, and he just immediately goes to kind of pull the chair out a little bit more and goes to sit down. The kind of the lag time in there, while it was really difficult to catch, you barely noticed it. It was almost like like what Belda was saying. It was almost like he was pulling it out and waiting for somebody to sit down, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm sitting." And then he went to go do that. It was very weird, very like intentional, very methodical. But if you weren't really paying attention, you would have missed it.
I also caught that too, as if he was waiting for someone, almost like a servant would for a master.
You're not wrong, but I mean, this is a man that's close to the Lord. Maybe he's used to pulling the chair out for the Lord. How often does he sit at the head of the table?
Well, you said about the Underdark, and what about the Master?
Well, yes, that's also my other point here. With the Temple of Moragina and everything, there's obvious ties with the Lord and the Temple. Why? What such ties? Well, no. Why would they have ties like that if their morale is so high? They think so highly of themselves. You all saw what we saw down there. No. Sorry, I'm talking as if your previous character down there. Correct, you weren't there.
And nobody's here.
Who all would have saw? I don't remember this shit.
I saw. Okay,
but this could be a good opportunity to kind of get him up.
Was that when I found you? In Zephyrus's?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. They came out of that and they were tired.
Oh,
yes. My character ran into
Yes, that's exactly where we met you. Arthur, he's tied with. Well, he's not the chosen. He's the other word for it. We lost.
He was a chosen.
He's the chosen. Scorn was the other one, which
The host.
he's the host. Still confuses me a little bit.
Yeah, we talked to Arthur about that a little bit.
He mentioned that to Nathaniel.
Oh, yeah. Nathaniel.
They talked about his purple arm.
There's a woman, the head of that temple right now, the same as Arthur. She has a host and she's the chosen. The host is a young girl. She's trapped and imprisoned there. They kidnapped this poor child. Many documents state that the Lord himself, the Lord and his keep, have been kidnapping people.
Well, maybe with this free reign of when he provides it to us, we can do our own investigation.
Maybe. All right.
So we don't want to
Yeah, but
kill. We need that seal before we can.
the only thing if we're gonna do something like that, we should probably get rid of our tail before it starts.
We don't have a tail.
The people that are gonna be watching us.
Oh, our protectors. That are always in the shadows, always there, but never there.
The ones that attacked us in the alleyway?
No. Like these
The
are
ones
now,
to protect us from the people that
they're now assisting us because we said, what if we weren't strong enough or whatever? So
I said we were strong enough. We're fucking awesome. But
we barely survived.
shit happens.
Oh, by the way, we're supposed to level up. No, that's actually legitimate.
That is actually legitimate.
Oh, shit, really?
He told us at the end. I
forgot.
just remembered that.
Remind me at the end. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. I'm not sure it'll be too relevant right now, but yeah.
No, it's fine. Don't want to take time out of it. Yeah, I'll open it.
But you guys did level up with the political discourse this last session, so.
You did tell us that. My bad.
So the one time's not a joke.
The only time is literally the only time is not a joke.
Okay.
See, that's how you level up a party.
I'll get the
I pestered his ass for so long to do levels.
There you go. I got you the cool music.
Where?
There you go. You guys have leveled up. Congratulations, everyone!
You're now level
So
10.
proud of you. All right, carry on.
It's all thanks to Alec.
Thanks, Bad.
Yeah, we all probably would have died.
Yeah. We would be level 1 right now.
Just new characters.
If we all died in that dungeon.
Well, all right. Well, if we have constant
maybe.
surveillance on us, then yes, we will have to be a little bit.
I don't know if it's surveillance. It's just assistance.
How will they
surveillance.
know when we need assistance? They'll have to be surveying us.
But
Constantly.
I don't know if it's designed. Like I don't know if they can hear.
Well,
We were told
That's-
they could attack from very far away.
Yeah,
I'm
in
sure
the
they.
shadows. That's pretty much all we got told.
okay. Well, maybe it's best not that we don't speak this too loud and keep this.
Correct. I'd say we need to have a private conversation in a place that's not their fortress of solitude right now.
Okay.
This isn't their fortress.
And it's their spot they're staying at.
No.
And
Remember, you tried to go to the armory. This
Yeah, but this isn't like. Isn't this where they like he mainly is? Like this is like his office.
You don't know that actually. You wouldn't really think that. Given the room that you're in, it wouldn't really make sense.
Where is this?
From the dragon room.
Yep. The
the green dragon room.
The Green Dragon room, but this room specifically is inside of the. So you guys are in the Noble District, but inside the Noble District, you're specifically on like the most northeast side. You can see a giant building on the map. That giant building is the essentially the headquarters of the Scaled Legionnaires.
Oh,
So that's where you guys are.
okay. Okay. Good to know.
I tried to trade some weapons with the armory down the hall. They said no. Fuck off.
Because this building is owned by the Scaled Legionnaires.
Okay. I just didn't know where we were. Well,
What do you want to do at this point? I mean, Arthur went to go find some drinks. I still have exhaustion.
2 levels.
What would you like to
did want to talk to Zephyrus about something. I can't quite put my mind to it exactly.
Well, let's go to the store, the shop.
I don't know what I wanted to ask Zephyrus about.
Maybe while we're walking, you remember.
Roll history.
8.
Okay. It's nothing coming to you on that, but you do have this kind of lingering thought that you're supposed to talk to somebody else here.
As a group or him?
This is just him. This is just him. He was supposed to talk to somebody else here.
A hag, freeing your wife,
I have extra.
bought in a booth.
Here specifically,
You're supposed to talk to Commander Rah.
yes.
I didn't think Rob was in this spot though.
This is his building.
I thought he was
Yeah.
in the casino.
No, this is his building. So he owns Cheers, which is the tavern.
Yeah.
But this is where his office is. This is the headquarters of the Scale Legionnaires. So consequently, you kind of booked like a double meeting.
So we as a group or just him?
As
Because
a
he
group.
was the champion.
As a group. As a group. So this was, as a refresh your memory, this is basically you talk to him in the tavern. You're like, hey, I'm worried about what the Lord's trying to do, and he's like, the Lord's great. And you're like, no, I have these documents, and he's like, I don't want to see it. Then you persuade him. He's like, all right, well, if you come by my office,
I did say that, and
talk
yeah, I
about
do
it.
have it here. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I remember it. I wasn't there.
Raw. We need to meet with Raw. There was a few things that I said, had my suspicions about the Lord in his court. And he would want to continue that conversation. So,
Oh, I did ask him about the dragons. He had no fucking clue.
the dragons about
While they're leaving next
While
round,
they're
they're
leaving.
coming down.
And why they're attacking only certain ships.
I feel like the best information for that would most likely be at the source itself.
The dragons? Are we gonna talk to the dragons?
We do want to go to the eye, don't we?
You damn right.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe we'll find something there. Rod did say he can hook us up, or basically give us
Oh, we also have free passage
Yeah.
to the eye.
Nathaniel hooked us up.
thing.
Like, free passage there, and like, we literally was handed everything.
I liked it better.
That was the one thing he gave me.
When we hated them?
I liked it better when Raw was able to help us more.
Where do you think Rod gets his?
We are actually potentially, so we are trying to potentially sway Raw to join. We might not be
An excursion?
No, to like join the side, like pick a side, as well as put out a bounty for reissuing. We mentioned reissuing bounties for Imperials, or I don't remember what was the bounty that we were asking for. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Do I have to roll for that? Do you actually remember? And I
You
just
have
have
to
to roll.
roll for
Okay.
remember, you have disadvantage for your things. You are exhausted.
I rolled the same number. Bitch. 20.
20?
It's a lab grown
I rolled 2 16s.
You were talking to him at one point about how, you were talking to the party at one point about how the bounties were kind of happening, and you wanted to know more about it specifically. While you weren't there for the conversation, apparently Arthur and them did talk to Rah a little bit about the bounties and like how they kind of came from the Lord, and you were curious about like kind of how they came to be.
Well, no, I was referring to us talking to Nathaniel about issuing bounties.
Oh, wait, the thing? I thought you were talking about the commander.
Well, we talked
No,
to
we talked to
Nathaniel
Nathaniel
about
about it.
issuing bounties against the Thieves Guild.
Oh, was that?
That's what it was, yeah.
Okay, that's what I couldn't remember who we were issuing.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought you said Raw for some reason.
No,
No,
sorry.
it's about the
Nathaniel's
Thieves
about-
Guild.
Fucking roll!
But cool, I gotta when I talked to Rah about it too.
Yeah.
So we issued bounty potentially,
Did you play Smite?
and we still have the
A little bit.
All I think of when we say
Arthur
Raw
does.
is just a
yeah,
wound insult every time.
That's fair.
Well, do we need to go speak with?
Well, Raw, yes,
Raw.
of course.
While we're here, we might as well.
Yes, we definitely should, because he told us that he would want to speak to us here. It'd be kind of rude if we didn't.
Well, we should be all healed. Everybody should be healed up at this point, right?
We did take a short rest.
We did take a short rest.
Do I
I'm getting there. I'm
full health now. Wizards have so many freaking things I can just.
I mean, I have a lot too.
Well, your base health's not very high, too, so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 56 base health.
I'm.
He's like 100 base health or something.
I'm about where your health is. Except I have a lot more. I had 8.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. I'm right there with you. I'm guessing my temp HP is gone.
Yeah.
From Arthur's ability.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be in range anymore. Your 10 minutes, she's gone.
Temp HP would be on, yeah. Okay. So, right. Feel a little better. A little better. What a good spot, I guess.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do?
Might as well talk to Rah.
Yeah, we're gonna go see if we can get a meeting with Raw.
Alright. So as you end up walking out and starting to head down the hallway, you end up finding that roughly the place that they actually pointed out would be Commander Rah's office is relatively close to where you are. Only about hardly even like a minute's walk away as you end up making a left and heading down the corridor and then finding your way to this giant door that seems like it has an engraving of a man fighting off what seems like 2 dragon heads. Can't see the bodies of them, so the 2 dragon heads are coming down what looks like a man holding a sword and a shield. As you get up to that door, you're going to end up seeing that there's a plaque in the center that says Commander Rah, Scale Legionnaires.
Yep. I think this is Raw's.
What's the deal with this kind of dragons?
You know what? I mean, by all means, the guy has a right to brag about it.
I mean, good for him, but like, I don't get it.
I mean,
Did he fight a dragon? Did he slay a dragon?
I assumed yes.
I mean, I
And
guess
yes.
so, but like, what? Between Cheers and here, I mean, this man's
Let's be honest, would you want everyone to know that you slayed a dragon?
I'm going to, so it's okay.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay.
A knock.
I was looking for a knock.
I just gotta push the door open.
You should punch it again.
I just push the door open.
Okay, as you push the door open, you're going to end up seeing what is Commander Rah sitting at the desk, writing something on a parchment. Huh? Oh, you're in here.
I meant.
Shiloh, that's not. Shiloh, that's not. Nobody's there, Shiloh. No, nobody's there, buddy.
As soon as Charlotte goes back to it again, it's gonna be a back and forth.
So as you end up kind of knocking the door, just kind of. That's quite funny. Yeah, come on inside.
We want to be.
I was waiting for you. I was expecting you to have arrived quite some time before now. A little bit later than I would have expected.
Yeah, pardon for the tardiness. We were caught up by other means.
May I ask?
Well, we were actually having a conversation with someone from the Lord's Court themselves, Nathaniel.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he talks a lot. Good information, but talks a lot.
I know he was in here for a short period. He might even still be here. Do you want anything to drink? Ales? Wines?
Yes, please.
A wine.
I guess.
Fine. Whatever.
Absolutely. You're gonna watch as she just kind of like waves out into the hallway. 1 ale, 3 wines, and just close the door on your way out, please. Oi, sir. You watch as this man closes the door. I'll be back in a minute. But I know you want to talk to me. Last we spoke in my tavern, it was less than a pleasant topic, but you did come in with some persuasive words, and I figured I'd hear you out.
Right. So, might be blunt, but it's just
By the way, I didn't explain to you his office. Let me explain to you his office really quick. So as you end up entering the office, you're going to end up seeing that behind Commander Rah, there is a giant window that actually seems like it's geometric in shape, and it's creating almost like a cylinder like oh god, I had the word, but I can't remember the word. A cylinder like breakfast nook almost would look. But as you look outside, these windows are going from floor to ceiling, and you can see what is the entirety of the ocean that's kind of beating around the Eye of Exrath. You can see some of the Eye of Exrath itself up if you're actually getting really, really low. You can see the eye, and you can see some of the dragons flying off in the distance. But the actual room itself has multiple different types of fangs on the wall. If you're looking at some of the different engravings beneath it, it looks like they see things like red dragon, gold dragon. You also see horns and other types of things, scales. You see an entire map on one wall that has a scale of looks like multiple species of dragon, with a couple areas that are actually empty. And as you look across his desk, it's completely covered with paperwork. It looks like he has multiple ink quills and multiple canisters are just kind of pushed to the wayside. And it looks like he has been busy at work in here doing all kinds of clerical work.
very good choice decor there, Rah.
Thank you. I pride myself on my decor. Yes. I have quite a lot of my trophies in here from my younger years, and that right there, and you watch as he points over to what looks like a panel of just dragon scales going across. That one I've yet to complete. I've been trying to get a scale from each of the dragons that exist in the material plane.
Which ones are you missing?
There's a dragon species that's made of a crystalmite or a crystallanian structure, and I've yet to come across one of those. I don't even know if they exist in the Eye of Exrath. That one and a gold dragon. I've yet to actually get one from a gold dragon.
So you've been up to the eye?
Countless times. That's actually a rite of passage for our men. You're unable to become a member of the Scale Legionnaires unless you've killed some dragon in some capacity. And if you want to ascend the ranks, you must kill dragons. You see, you can always tell when somebody is in our ranks and where they stand based on the size of the horns that are ingrained into their armor. As you watch as he kind of peels back a little bit of his cloak, as you see his black cloak kind of reveal with monstrous horns that are wrapping around the side of the shoulder and coming around to the front. I normally keep these things concealed because the men know who I am. But the larger your horns in our organization, the higher in position and authority you are.
Can you...
I'll save that for later.
I'm just looking at the decor a little bit. I'm just gonna kind
What can you tell us about the eye? Eventually we're going to make our way up there, so...
It's a magical place. The eye is comprised of different biomes, I believe is what the scholars call it. You have snow biomes, you have ground biomes, you have volcanic biomes. Each of those rocks has its own flaming hot and center and core. And the magic radiating from those things is breathtaking. Even just being up there, you feel a different sense of magical presence. For one like me who's not attuned to the arcane, I feel it whenever I go up there.
Is there anything you can tell us to prepare for, or that we should definitely have with us, or any advice you could give us for when we do get up there?
When you do go up there, I would recommend that you stay on the beaten path. If you veer too far off it, there are creatures out there that are devastatingly evil. the magic is just overdrawn, and there are creatures that sometimes even just spawn from other planes. People have seen portals even open, and creatures come out from other planes of existence. It's a scary place, but it is magical in every sense of it.
Of the book I read, would the history of Ivex Rah, I never went what I actually know about it. Does that say, because that's where all the dragons live, does that say where different dragons actually specifically like sectors, so like his crystal that he's looking for?
Yeah, so based off of the book that you read, you know that the crystalline dragons are normally only found in the Underdark, but there might be some kind of a passage portal or something. You don't know. It wasn't really spoken in any of those books. It's just maybe there's a way to like link it, but even that doesn't make sense, because how would there be parts of the Underdark existing inside of there? And if there was like a portal, then would you even be in the Eye of Exrath anymore? I mean, maybe there's like a cave, but you don't remember reading anything about this. You're just trying to kind of pull some of the pieces of information that you have together, and you aren't able to really come up with much of anything.
Okay. How do I go off anything?
I'm just gonna be looking at the core a little bit, looking at all the scales and everything, and all the different what's the word? Well, horns and everything. I just kind of peer over to Beldar. Maybe we can graft some underwear for you with scales. Think that make you a little bit fire resistant?
Maybe a step
With a
stool.
shot.
You can reach the bar.
Huh?
Maybe a step stool so you can reach the bar.
I'll kick you in the knees and bring you down to my height.
They're a funny bunch.
Oh. Well, Rah, yeah, we wanted to meet with you again, and yes, to discuss these matters with you. I know this information might not be what you are interested in hearing, or may not be. What's the words I'm trying to look for? I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of a mess right now. The past hour has just been very interesting for me. The Lord and his court, they just offered us so much right now. Thought that we were doing.
Look at the Lord and the court are good.
Well,
They're great people.
well, yes, and that's what they said. They're for the people, and that what we were doing was morally correct. However, it's the fact that he said that with a straight face, morally correct. However, these secrets that they're. I'm gonna look out the window. Just in case outside. I'm sorry. Are we able to?
Certainly. I suppose I can. You're gonna actually hear the door open. It looks like one of the servants walks in, and looks like another one of the scale legionnaires has significantly smaller horns. You're gonna watch as he begins putting out some of the wine glasses and puts out a pint or a stein rather of ale and says, "Anything else you need from me? Actually, could you close the blinds behind us? Just a little bit too much light. Light the candles for us too." Watch as he kind of gives a nod, begins closing the curtains, and goes over, and you'll watch as he kind of is producing a flame in his hand, lights some of the candles, and says, "Let me know if there's anything else today." Heads right out and closes the door behind him.
Can you dispel magic? Can you get rid of anything?
No, I am tapped out on magic right now. But I can see anything magical regarding Fae, but that's it.
Okay.
Well, very nice audience. There's just a sinking feeling. I don't know whether to dispel it as just hopeless thinking, or maybe it's just crazy, but the facts are here. this wouldn't just be lying around somewhere. And I'm gonna pull out the documents again. The Lord in his court is holding something secret, something that they're trying to keep away from the people. If the Lord and his court are so morally correct, why are they kidnapping people? They're kidnapping people and they're using them in these experiments, these rituals. Down in the Underdark, we saw it firsthand. They had this temple. The leader, she was a host and a chosen. It was just a little girl stolen from her homeland, from her home.
You're describing some kind of a magical ceremony?
A cult.
You're implying that Lord Lendar Coldrose is associated with cults.
The transcripts are here, and I'm gonna pass them all the different.
What am I looking at? What's
I think they'd be over there.
He took them.
Oh, I don't have them.
No.
They're at my house.
which one do you want him looking at? Because he's not gonna be able to read through all this. Like, what are you pointing to specifically?
All I'm saying, well, we found these. These were found in the Lord's sanctum, in his own home, in his war room, where his closest and trusted advisors meet. There's, and you can see here, there's
You were inside the Lord's. You were inside the Lord's quarters.
Not me personally, no.
Then how do you know it's in the Lord's quarters?
Because these were the files from our adventuring group previously. I had companions before these great fellows. Arthur was there as well. He can attest to it as well.
Roll persuasion.
That is cat. That's a 13. I wasn't the original one to find them, but our previous members, one of them died to find these as well. This is damning evidence that something is that something is conducting in the shadows within the Lord and his court. Listen, I'm not saying to take action. I'm not. Only to advise and to keep an open mind. We made a promise to a little girl in the Underdark, in this cult of a temple, that we would go back and rescue her. She's trapped and afraid and wants to go home to her family, that which she was stolen and taken from. And the Lord and his courts are affiliated with this. That is something I cannot stand.
Roll. I'll let you roll persuasion or performance.
We always do with the persuasion first. Yeah, persuasion. Come on, really? Give me a minute.
Inspiration?
Let's get something gonna be annoyed.
9.
Hell back.
Guy, that's
It's a compelling story, but I promised you I would look at something. What paper? Show me. You keep waving these papers in front of my face. Which one do you want me looking at?
You've met Nathaniel, I'm guessing, based off your statements from earlier.
Of course. He's one of the most trusted advisors of the Lord's court. I work with him repeatedly and work with the Lord as well. They're fine people, and it's one of the reasons why it's difficult for me to believe any of this.
He didn't seem too bad to me. But like I said, I'm new to this. I'm still trying to figure out what to believe. This was my first interactions with him. Has he always... Describe him to me.
Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Tall, poised, very, very good at speaking. He's the kind of person that you want to keep around. He's very direct. He's very deliberate. Everything he does is for the good of the lands and for the good of the people. And he's extremely loyal to not only what the Lord does, but to what the court does as well.
What does he look like?
And he would just spout off the description of what he looks like, resembling what you just saw.
Okay. So...
But why do you ask all this?
Well, before we got to the city, the Imperials, when I was with the refugees, before I met any of these folk, the Imperials came in and killed someone named Nathaniel and took their body away. And we were, it seems like, all under the impression that that was the person that we just met. Yet, he knows nothing about it. We don't know what's going on. They look completely different. I'm not saying it's confusing. That's all.
I don't disagree that this is confusing to somebody, but what is that relevant to the Lord's court and not trusting them or trusting them?
I'm not unrelated.
Oh, okay.
I'm just... There's so much getting thrown at me all at once. I'm asking questions to see if you have anything that might be able to...
I also feel like I'm having so much thrown at me.
We're in this together, and I'm just gonna...
He is going to grab his ale and just start sipping on the ale.
Where's that wine?
Has any of your scale legionnaires made any what's the word I'm looking for? Expeditions into the Underdark?
No, there's never been a reason to go into the Underdark.
Oh, your Crystal Dragon, sir.
There could be, but we don't even know where there's a way into the Underdark from here.
That's what I was gonna
I'm
say.
sorry, what'd you say?
We don't even know if there's a way to get into the Underdark.
I'm gonna look at you.
What if I had some interesting information for you?
I'm just...
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Didn't you guys just get out of the Underdark?
I stole your line.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
Shit out.
21.
Go on then.
Next time you're in town, take a look at that fountain. The statue.
Alright.
Look at it. There's going to be some markings on it. Almost as if something can move. There's your passage.
You watch as he kind of adjusts in the chair. How do you know about that?
I know a lot.
Did you go through it?
We just are trying to do what's best for the people. We don't want to choose sides. We're trying to look out for each other and do what's best.
I recommend it's best that you forget that exists.
Did we go through that? I think we just learned about it.
Yeah.
I know.
Table. We do know that is an entrance. We didn't go through that ourselves.
We know it's an entrance to the Underdark.
But we know it's an entrance to the Underdark.
100% to the Underdark and not somewhere else.
No, we know for a fact that's an entrance to the Underdark.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of it's heavily implied.
Yeah,
I think it's heavily implied.
Because you're only missing the jewels in the hand. Like he's like a handout, right? If I remember properly. Like
Yeah, on the
he's holding
statue.
an empty hand.
It's a statue. It's a statue of the goddess of magic, Severi.
Correct. but there's like gems missing. That's what's supposed to open up the passage, right? Because we found a little tiny statue that mimicked it, and like the gems were on it.
We have those, do we?
Probably in the back of Holden somewhere. But like having the gems in the hand unlocked the secret passage. So, but I think we confirmed that, but I don't know if we actually opened it and went through it.
We haven't gone
and even
through it
confirmed that it went to the Underdark. 'Cause that's definitely the only Underdark passage we went was finding Zephyrus. Right now, he was in the Underdark. No,
Wait.
coming how you guys came out,
we went through,
how you came to the city.
Well, yeah, we went through like Zephyrus's like cave,
he
which was like
portaled.
out of
He portaled.
He portaled.
he portaled. We went to the cave.
So-
and he,
Reginald, I would recommend that you forget that information. It's not pertinent or relevant for anything you're trying to do.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If you don't have a passage to the Underdark, and Reginald seems to think that's a passage to the Underdark, where does it go?
I think you just
Might
told
be
you.
wrong. Where does it go? Because I think you know where it goes.
I say again, I believe it's best if you forget about it.
We are in his.
Maybe I should.
We are in his area with an armory right down.
I don't want to force anything on you. I don't. We come here in good terms.
And let's speak about those terms. You wanted to show me things,
If you look
and
at
I'm still receptive.
If you look at these documents here, and I'm going to show him the list of hosts, journals, entries of them trying countlessly on different hosts and failing the rituals, as well as the different components needed to attempt the ritual. You're going to see various logs dated here and here. They've attempted this in secret many and many of times.
Where's the tie to the Lord's funding, though? How do we know that they're working with the Lord? All you're providing me with is something that you say you've seen some devilish cult doing.
It is only implied, Ron. This wasn't found either in some hidden compartment and a desk. No, these were just lying about openly on a table for everyone to see. Anyone who entered into this room.
In the Lord's company that you weren't in, but friends of yours were in that happened to have seen it and grabbed it and brought it here. Right? I just want to confirm that was what you were saying.
Yes. This, I can confirm with you, this was in the Lord's court. I say court, but like in his chamber? Not chamber.
Manor.
In his manor.
Listen, if you're wanting me to believe that these note inscriptions from a book that was likely in the Lord's court's chamber, because that's what it is. This is just notes from an excerpt of a book. Anyone could have written this, and you want me to believe it's from the Lord's chamber. I mean, this isn't even in the Lord's handwriting. Like, I know the Lord's handwriting. You're presenting me something that anyone could have written that just was on the street. This could be all fables and stories, for all I know. If you want me to believe that this is something that is from the Lord's chamber, you need to show me something that's actually proof that it's from the Lord's chamber and Lord's court. This doesn't seem too ridiculous of an assertion to ask for.
Bro, I'm not trying to make you believe. I'm only wanting to present it to you. You strike me as a man we can trust. You know a lot, and you're a very powerful figure here in the city. I only want to present this evidence to you so that it does not blindside you when this comes out. You seem to be a man of the people, are you not?
Aye.
And we see that. I am trying to do what I feel is just. And I'm just trying to withhold a promise. I just want to make you aware of this. Either believe it or not.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Uh, 17.
Fine, I'll humor you. Let's say that all you're saying is true. What's the conclusion that a lot of you have arrived at? What's to happen? What should we expect in the coming days, weeks? What do you believe? Let's say I believe everything that you're showing me in the countless other papers that I don't have time to read through, but you believe you've read through this, and I'm assuming that all of you have. What do you believe to be the case? What do you expect?
Listen, we're figuring this out as we go as well. There's so much that we don't...
So you bring incomplete information here and expect me just to...
I never said it was complete.
You don't even have any assertions, any theories, any hypotheses? Nothing?
Listen, I thought the Nathaniel we knew was dead. And lo and behold, we're in the city and I come across a Nathaniel that works in the Lord's court.
Aye.
2 days ago, I thought he was dead. Slain. So did this man here. He saw it happen.
I know where you.
Strange things are happening.
What seems to be is the wrong man was killed, or perhaps he was a sympathizer of the freelance and their cause. He knew that something would happen unless the Imperials found someone. You know how bad the Imperials are. You know they're dastardly people. And he knew without a shadow of doubt in his heart that if he didn't turn himself in and say he was who they need him to be, they would have slaughtered every single one of them. I think that's more likely. An innocent man, a member of our freelance, sacrificed himself in wartime for the greater good. No cowardice, just pure bravery. Doing it for the will of the Lord and for the will of our freelance. And this other person, the real Nathaniel, he gets to live on because they believe they found exactly who they needed. And this war effort to repel our Imperial invaders pressures ever onward because of one man's sacrifice and one man's dedication to the greater good. We should be drinking him rather than chastising what is his death. Overthinking things. Sometimes the people in the freelance are just that dedicated to the cause. Beldar, I want you to roll history.
That's what I was just looking for. I swear I know something on that shit. 7.
Do you have inspiration or anything? Or?
I haven't had an inspiration point since I got here, so...
That's cool for the DM wants you to succeed on this roll.
Do I have one since I haven't used one since I joined?
No.
Help action.
Give him a little pat on the back.
Wait, let me read.
Sorry, I can't really interject in anywhere here. So I don't really have anything to jump in on this.
Well, you can still interject and bring things in.
I don't remember exactly, but I swear it seemed like the Imperials were still after somebody after they killed Nathaniel.
I'll give you this for free. So this isn't what I was going to give you, but this is something I'll give you for free since you brought it up. You did end up running into the Imperials again, and they did, round you all up and essentially interrogate you and send you on their way. So they were definitely looking for somebody after that entire thing happened.
So it seems like they thought at first they found the person, but I don't think they're satisfied.
What makes you think that?
Well, after they killed the first Nathaniel, there was another instance where we all got rounded up.
You got rounded up.
Yeah.
And you got rounded up by the Imperials and you survived. How'd you escape?
I didn't. They let me go.
The Imperials just let you go.
Yeah. I hate to say
What game are they playing? That doesn't sound right.
Well, I hate to say it because I'm not. To be quite honest, it seems like I'm leaning more towards the freelance at this point than anything. But there's still so much going on, I don't know. The Imperials have never quite been dastardly, as you said. They've been determined. And they thought they found Nathaniel. And it subsided for a little bit. But when it seems they've realized they had the wrong person, that determination came again. Now, I'm sure as shit not Nathaniel. So they had nothing to do with me. They just told me to go on. They actually gave me food.
They gave you food.
Yeah, they gave me supplies. And sent me on my way. I didn't even know who these people were.
I've never known the Imperials to act in that way. With regard towards Freelanders.
Well, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, and Nathaniel's pretty persuasive, so up until, I don't know, an hour ago, I don't even know if I'd consider myself a Freelander. I'm from the Cliffs of Doom. We were out of everything. We weren't involved.
It makes sense of your Dwarvish heritage. You wouldn't be a part of any of these politics.
That's why I'm trying to figure out, and I'm so damn confused. There's so much shit going on. Now, you may be right. They may have bad blood towards Freelanders. But the word I'd use to describe them is determined.
Do you know how the Freelands came to exist?
Vaguely. I've heard stories growing up. My dad told me everything, and I heard stuff from traders that explored throughout the worlds.
The Jaw of Exrath, for a long time, was actually a member of the Empire. As the Empire expanded, they eventually ended up taking over the entirety of the Jaw of Exrath and settled. During the Plague of the Deathwalkers, they came through and everyone either died or fled back to the homeland of the Imperial capital. After all that ended up happening, there was a period of nothing in the wake of the Plague of the Deathwalkers. Eventually there was a resettlement. And that resettlement came through as the Imperials began retaking the land. Slowly, very slowly. They began paying people and settling groups to come out here and retake the land. And then eventually, our Lord, Lindar Coldrose, claimed the castle, found power, found wealth, found goods, and he claimed his land for himself. People started flocking to the city. They're from the nearby settlements that were struggling and barely getting by under the rule of the Imperials. Flocked to him as he opened up trade routes. He brought in ships. He started forming armies and councils, and they finally had a governing power close to them that was with the people and was from the people. And he ended up ascending to the highest positions of power while everyone began flocking to the Freelands. All of the neighboring cities, small and large, they succumbed to the Lord. And over the years, it became a massive, massive territory, a massive province. And the Imperials never liked that. And they've been threatening to come in and dethrone him ever since. For the past 25 years, I believe, they've been threatening it. And Now they're doing this ploy of exactly the propaganda that you're spewing out there, Reginald. That he's doing evil deeds, that he's doing terrible things. He doesn't have the will of the people at heart. It's just... You're confused, I understand. This is all a lot.
Have you ever seen anything that's raised a suspicion for you?
In what sense?
Anything that just felt off? Felt like they were, I don't know, hiding something, not telling the full truth. Maybe... Look, I'm starting to believe that the Lord's way is the right way. Everything they say, I agree with. But people make mistakes. People learn as they grow. Power can change people. There's tons of different things that could have happened along the ways. Is there nothing you've never disagreed with or thought was weird or... I mean, I'll tell you this. We just met Nathaniel. And for a brief second, he pulled out the chair and stood there like he was waiting for someone to be seated. And just froze. Before he caught himself and sat down. Now, everything he said sounded perfect, and he showered us with gifts, and I like gifts, but it was a little weird. And with all the confusion going on right now, I don't know what's up.
Roll persuasion.
Kind of feel it.
I'll let you pick. Persuasion or performance.
I'm gonna pick. They're both a -1, so that's a 15.
Still okay.
So, okay.
I almost rolled a 3.
There's one thing I've never truly appreciated the Lord and his court do. I've never been a fan of slavery in the lands. No. With the good does come the bad. And slavery is less than ideal, but it's a necessary evil to keep peace within the free lands. There was a member of the Scale Legionnaires at one point. This is when we were initially becoming founded. It was just a no. It was a good no, but he wanted to join the Scale Legionnaires, but he couldn't. The Lord's men took him away, and he was brought into the slave trade. I spent my entire training with that man before he ended up being taken away from us. So yes, I don't agree with anything. There are some things I disagree with, but with the good comes the bad, and the good definitely outweighs the bad.
How close are you with the rat?
I have his ear. I work directly with him on a day-to-day. While I do prefer serving our Lord and the cause of our Lord, I do lean and bend to the whims of Uhem the Bold. For he is the one who pays and sanctions the Scale Legionnaires, and we are essentially a replacement to the Lord's men within the city walls. I try my best to uphold what the Lord desires, but at the end of the day, we do work for Uhem the Bold. We are the paid mercenaries and guards of Shadowstone.
Roll a history check. Can I recall back to the night that I was over in the Poor District when I was spying on Uhan?
Sure, go for it.
and the Imperials to
Yeah.
see if Rah was there?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Rod doesn't know about the Thieves Guild incident, does he? We haven't
Which
spoken-
Steve's Guild? Oh, no. That one, no, he doesn't know about that. Yeah, he doesn't know about that.
15.
Yeah, so you remember kind of hearing it. You do remember hearing this kind of like mumble voice. It sounded like it was almost barely a whisper, but you heard it. You ended up hearing that voice eventually ended up coming back again one more time. You're like, well, let's get going. It was definitely Rah.
Do you know much about the Thieves Guild being in the city?
The Thieves Guild in the city.
Yeah.
No guilds are allowed to operate within the city walls.
Well, they are. After our night at Cheers, where I met you, you came over when we made this meeting.
I remember this, yes.
We kept drinking and signing autographs. Arthur went back to his room. One of your waiters approached us and told us you were waiting outside. And hell, it might not have been your waiter. Looking back on it now, we were fucking hammered. But
It wasn't a king moment.
no, we walked out back and there was someone in a hooded cape dressed similar to you. Long story short, they were after Arthur. It was the Thieves Guild. They took him out in one hit and took me out too.
Still feel that.
Put us to sleep, left us laying in the streets.
This is cause for concern.
You guys almost died in that fight?
I went down easily. So.
Oh yeah, you didn't know about that? I got put to sleep the second I showed up.
You got put to sleep.
Yeah, I got
Not like knocked out, but you got
sleep. Done.
Yeah, right.
And then he got downed instantly.
Yeah.
And then they woke me up, and
Because you
I
were
went.
just after your fight, you're a week already. So.
Nah, I didn't
And I
have
said,
to.
"Rah!" and yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This couldn't be happening at the worst time.
What do you mean?
Seems your troops are mobilizing for something.
We've noticed they're more armed, more prepared.
What's going on?
Roll persuasion.
Who?
And you might skip off, roll it.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
That's a 15 again.
Take those 16s.
I will take those 16s.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
I also have a -1.
No.
And you have exhaustion.
3.
Rod just completely ignores you.
I fucking love this robe right now.
We are about to go into a severe shortage. And the troops are mobilizing for that exact reason. We have a huge influx of people. All of our supply lines are down. All our trade routes are basically gone. The only thing we have coming in is through the ports. And I'm not even sure how much longer those will be coming through, given there's Imperial ships out there. We're about to face a major shortage coming on famine. The wines are going to dry up, the booze are going to be gone, the bread's going to be crumbs. And there is, for lack of a better term, an army of refugees, blighted district folks sitting right outside those walls. So yes, we're mobilizing.
Let me ask this. I don't
The
speak.
real enemy at this point, while it might be the Imperials, that enemy is not going to be nearly as much of a threat as it is the hunger and famine to come from a city dying. We're worried.
I don't speak for the group, so
Now you're telling me the Thieves Guild's here. All they do is exploit these situations and make them worse and worse for us.
Or maybe throw out a bounty.
okay.
There's not allowed to be bounties in the city.
Seems that the thieves.
Dire measures for dire times.
The only way I can do something like that is it was authorized by the Lord himself or the Lord's court, and that's not happening.
Nathaniel didn't seem too opposed to it.
When you spoke to him,
Yeah. We mentioned it. He didn't seem against it. He didn't seem for it, but he definitely did not seem against it. He was just as surprised as you were. And I don't speak for the group, but how could we help?
Roll persuasion. I'll let you do it with advantage.
Thank God for that advantage.
Trash.
It's a 13.
Okay.
Those -1s are catching up. The first one was a 4.
I'll think on it. I'll have to get some kind of approval though. Because even if I do end up sanctioning something like this sanctioning ends up coming directly from who have the bold. And I can't dare defy his orders. But if we are getting official orders from the Lord's court, or perhaps I'll just need some kind of formal documentation or something.
Could we give those orders?
Not yet.
What if we might be able to give you those orders?
And you could give them and I'll laugh in your face as
Oh, no, I don't mean that in an offensive way, I promise. But Nathaniel offered us a seal from the Lord. He's on his way to get it now. Would that be possible?
What?
Yes.
What I'm saying doesn't seem so crazy now, does it?
He showered us with things. And I thought he was a good person. Reginald still has his doubts. He offered us free access to the Eye of Exrath. He offered us a stamp, or the Lord's seal, signed by himself.
If you have the Lord's seal, then you'll be able to access the authority of the Lord's court to the Lord himself. That
Correct. So could we give you those orders? Would that help? Would that be of assistance? He might not trust Nathaniel, but he trusts you, and I think you seem decent. I want to try and help.
that doesn't make any sense at all. Nathaniel doesn't know any of you.
He didn't know me a few days ago. He tossed me aside, quite literally like a bug, and threw me in a jail cell. Now these next few days he's showering us with gifts, giving us the Lord's sigil. Rah. Beldar put it well, I want to trust you on this, and I'm hoping you can trust in us as well. Is there... Alright. I want to create a phrase. Just so we know, next time that we meet, it's all of us. I know that you are you, and you know that you are me. And you know that I am me.
Me and I.
Very well.
I've heard reports that doppelgangers seem to be rising in the city.
You have.
I have. I have my suspicions, and I don't want to have that rumor cloud my judgment on everyone that I see. However, a rumor like this just doesn't spread out of nowhere.
I haven't heard any rumor of this.
I can confirm.
Is it from the Blighted, or what is this? I know you're from the Blighted. Is that where this is originating from?
It's not from the Blight.
Huh. Very well. a phrase then. A tooth for
I
a
was just
tooth.
thinking the runics that he gives us sending stone. Nathaniel did.
What's that?
Nathaniel gives us sending stone.
What?
Just FYI.
What?
Can he hear through a
Only
no.
if we're sending.
Only if we're sending something. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah, that
made
was
me
more
think
of
of
like-
that like.
That was more of a
me.
me question, not ask a question. Now you just can't chime in. You have to like actively. It's a walkie-talkie. Yeah, it's a walkie-talkie.
You gotta chime in.
Well, what's the saying? A tooth for a tooth, eye for an eye. I think that's what it is. I think that's the saying.
Uh-huh.
What if it was an eye for an eye, a fang for a fang?
Eye for an eye, fin for a fin. Yeah. Just to be on the safe side. You should write that down. I'm going to write that down. Write that down.
I won't be here next week.
I just don't take notes.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'm bad about
I
it.
do my own notes. I just watched the stream recap.
I'm here for a good time, not for a long time.
I hear you can't read now.
You're hoping they're doing your fucking level up.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I don't have a lot to input on this.
Mine's easy.
what else? What else do you have? I'm dumbfounded. That's. I'm going to need to see the official seal whenever Nathaniel.
Have
gives
you
it.
seen the seal before?
I'm familiar with what the seal looks like.
Do you
It's
have,
not easy to forge, and it has magical essence imbued in it.
Do you have a copy of it?
Yes. The Lord also has gifted me with the power to work as the Lord himself.
I think it's best if when we show him.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
I
Just
know.
to confirm.
I know what it looks like. I know how to run a test to see if it's authentic.
Okay. That's all.
Members of the gods also understand how to do it. I guarantee you most common shop owners are just going to see it and pen to your whim, I'm sure. This is very surprising, though. It doesn't seem right.
A lot of things don't seem right. Everything going on in the city, armies dispatching, things happening in the dark, unsuspecting visitors coming in our shores.
I've heard recently that our days might be numbered in this war, which worries me. Even with the privateer contracts that the Lord has pushed out through his court, there's still cause for concern that the Lord's forces might be overwhelmed here within a week's time.
That dire.
The Lord's forces are relatively weak compared to the Imperials, and the Imperials could just keep tossing soldiers on our shores. Though I have heard reports of dragons attacking the ships of the Imperials out, but that's not going to be enough.
Why would that be?
I haven't the faintest idea.
It's interesting that the dragons are playing sides in this.
But that's the thing, the dragons don't normally play sides. The dragons of evil do.
But they're not attacking merchant ships, only Imperials.
Yeah, so that's even more the weird. See, in all my time in the Eye of Exwrath, I was hunting these things. I had to study them. I spoke to them even time before we killed them and slaughtered them, getting their final words. All the dragons, they always stayed to themselves. They hardly ever left. They might go to flap their wings and get some exercise, but they never came down. The golden dragons and those types, they never had any. They're good. They never did anything. The evil ones would sometimes do things because why not? They never did it without getting anything in return. If they were going to go and sink a ship, they wouldn't do that. They would go take what was aboard the ship, whatever was of value, and take it back. But even then, they wouldn't do that unless they were explicitly getting something out of it. See, these dragons, they don't move unprovoked. They have to have a reason or incentive to go do something. and they have to be paid up front and forward. They're not just going to leave the Eye of Exrath and go off and take a gamble on maybe getting something. It has to be worth their time, or else they won't do it.
So no one must have paid them very highly.
Which hardly makes sense. I don't know many who would go up and make deals with dragons. It's nonsensical.
Where exactly would we find those types of dragons in the Eye?
Well, my mind's eluding me. What were the dragon colors that you saw coming out?
It was black.
Can I do a history check on that? Because I think
Yeah.
it was red and green, but I'm not for
Or
sure.
green, yeah, because we saw the baby dragons. I didn't see them.
Yeah, the green dragon, baby dragon one you guys saw, and I'll just give it to you. It was green and black that you guys saw.
Thank God, because I roll like shit.
Oh, those types of dragons. It's what is it? And you'll watch as he actually goes and kind of starts reaching into his desk and pulls out a map. Watch, he basically just pulls out and just lays out an entire map, which is all the rocks floating in the sky of the Eye of Exrath. You'll normally find them at, you'll watch as he points to what is 3 different rock formations on there. One's tiny and 2 being larger. The tiny one right there is probably the most dangerous. But you're most likely to run into them there.
Well, now we know where we can possibly go in the Eye. We might find some answers.
I'm pretty sure I already know the answer with everything you just laid out. But when we do decide to go, do you have any interest in coming?
No, I can't.
I figured it was worth asking.
I run the Scale Legionnaires.
You have enough on your plate right now.
I'm in the face of a famine.
That's all
I understand.
He already told you to stay away from the statue.
Yeah. I don't want to think of something else.
We got back into the good graces. Let's not.
Yeah. Alright, I won't push it. I won't push it.
It's up to you guys. You guys do what you want.
Yeah. I
What
know.
are you trying to push?
Nothing.
Let's see.
What else can I do for you?
Any reports on the Blighted Lords?
The Blighted Lords. Gods. Yes, there's been reports on them. Apparently they have been less active. I don't understand. We don't even have time to investigate or look into it this time. It's just another happenings in the city at this point.
I understand.
How many? So we fought a Imperial in disguise, or a undercover Imperial when he tried to attack the tavern or wherever we were at the point.
This was with Elrond, I'm assuming. This was with Elrond, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes. So you weren't there for that, but yes.
Yes, I went.
No, you weren't.
I found him as he was smashing the orb into the ground, and we got.
Oh, that one, not Elrond. Then you're talking about the town square. That's
Town
what-
Square. Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
It wasn't a spy. It was a officer or something like that.
Imperial officer.
Yeah, Imperial runaway, basically.
How many have you ran into here? How many have you captured?
I don't remember the exact report, but we had a handful of them, and we actually had them fight to the death during your fight. I think it was 6 or 8 or something. Reginald, your fight.
I lost money.
Huh?
Yeah,
What's that?
I lost money on that.
Reginald,
Have
your
any
fight. We haven't seen any more runaways come into the city now.
That's what I was more wondering. Okay.
But we took them with open arms, and their coin's as good as anyone else's. But circumstances changed, and when those circumstances did change, we unfortunately had to round them up and not execute them, but give an opportunity to show their stuff and contribute to the war effort.
I'll bite my tongue.
We saw your great armory out there.
Yes.
Would you only be willing to trade anything?
No.
I figured. But he failed at talking to one of your guards, so figured I'd ask.
Failed a lot of things lately. Especially finding love.
So is there anything else he requested me?
You never answered. Is there any way we could help?
Come visit me tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, if you have this seal, there might be some ways we could work something out to help, but
It's worth checking to make sure it's a valid seal.
Alright.
In the meantime, want to go try another door?
Step one.
It's not.
if you want to, you could always go back over to the conference room you were in before and you could just linger there for a bit.
That might be fine. Appreciate your time, bro.
Of course. Gentlemen, I see that you see yourselves on the way out. And grab one of my guards out there. I need him to come in here and clean up and open that back up. So
We'll do that.
Yes, sir.
it was a pleasure.
Always. Eye for an eye.
Thank you for a thing.
Just gonna begin to walk towards the door. Open it up. Just kind of usher the car over there.
Oh, yeah.
I think he needs you.
Watch, he just kind of like starts going right in there. And... Okay. So you guys are able to start kind of walking down the hallway and head over to, I'm assuming, what would be the other room? Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
There to go to the shop.
Because he's not coming back anytime soon.
Well, no, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I feel like we could just go in there for a second.
What was the fucking? I asked this last time and I rolled history and I got it right. What was the little cart dude that we traded with? His name?
Kibo.
Oh, yeah, Kibo.
Kiba.
That's what we were planning on going.
I'm just trying to, like-
I went back and saw his name as I was looking for my notes.
I feel like going into more conversations with Arthur is going to be. We don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, Arthur's going to be gone the next 2 weeks, just so you know.
So am I.
Well,
I'll be gone next week. The week after is potential. We'll see how it plays out.
Okay.
But next week,
Arthur's going to be playing through Discord the next 2 weeks.
is he back in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he sees
For his birthday.
So I'm assuming that you guys are going to be going back over to that room then, at least for the moment. Because it sounds like we're probably not going to be leaving right this very second.
Well, I guess we can head around town.
Okay.
For a little bit. I guess just really take in the air and I guess see what the city's about right now.
Okay.
Kind of get the vibe of the city right now.
Sure. All right. Okay. You guys could talk in the hallway for a second because I am going to the restaurant. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys really want to do right now. We're kind of stuck in between a few different spots.
I'm trying going to Zephyrus to see what he's got. Why do I feel like we need to talk to Zephyrus about something?
We talked about going to Kibo last week.
Well, I got some weapons and shit that I was trying to swap out. That was the only
I
purpose
was
I was
looking
trying to
for
find
like a
something.
ring or a cloak or anything else to help buff me up.
Okay. So our next major plan of attack, we're going to the eye, right?
That's our next major thing.
Probably,
We still have-
unless
Like our next,
he states something otherwise. I'm pretty sure we're all on board to go to the we just got free passage from Nathaniel. We're getting that seal to go. Like
You're
we're
gonna get the seal before.
correct, yeah. Like we're getting the seal, and then we have all this like free shit to get to the eye. So like that's
Do
the
you want
assumption.
to?
We need to sleep.
No, I know. Yeah, obviously,
Like,
our
There is a
health comes
point where we're
first.
going to be doing. Well, like I just need to do one long rest, and both levels of exhaustion are gone.
But you know, like obviously we'll get
But,
a long rest.
I don't know how long it was going to take Nathaniel to get the seal. I don't know if anything's popping up in the town, obviously, because of whatever, but I also kind of want to go investigate this statue now that we were told not to do it.
Okay. So as you guys are starting to kind of walk out of the headquarters of the Skilled Legionnaires, you're actually going to end up running into what looks like Nathaniel. It looks like he's actually standing off to the side talking to one of the guards. It looks like Arthur is actually off in a different area talking to some of the guards as well.
Does your HP refill when you level up?
It increases.
It increases, but
does not
doesn't
reset it.
No. Also, we see
It'll do it for you automatically based off here.
Nathaniel, but not about Arthur's talking to a guard.
Yeah, I was talking to a different guard, yeah.
Where are we going right now?
We're heading out.
Just
Out of the keep.
I'm just gonna go up to Arthur and just say, hey, we're gonna start to just walk around town for a little bit.
Oh, hey, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I'll catch up with you.
Alright, just
Actually, I'll hang back here. I'll talk to Nathaniel. He said he's going to try to get the papers for us. So
thought I'd let you know.
yeah, just let me know roughly where you're going to be.
I feel like you'll find us more better with the, you know how we are, commotion.
Fair enough.
Alright. I'm giving him a pat. Just be safe. Okay, well, there's Nathaniel.
Where are we exactly? I need to pull up the map again.
You guys haven't left yet, so.
Well,
But you guys are in
Northeast corner.
of the Noble District.
Between 12 and 7.
Yeah, I'm about to pull that for us really quick.
trying to remember where. Between 12 and 7. Which means.
So you guys are basically at. Well, I guess on this particular map, it's actually more directly north. So you guys are at 10.
Oh, we're more at
Yeah,
10.
Scale Legionnaire quarters.
You know what? I didn't even see that was the last thing I saw. So yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, we haven't been here. Highborn Healer. Haven't been there? I don't think we've been there.
Nope.
Just a gander.
Sure.
And we're new.
I don't care as long as there's a shot. I can buy shit.
Sounds like a shot.
Well, it's not. Yeah, I mean, can't guarantee it's going to be Zephyrus. If you want something magical, we need to go to Zephyrus's. Magic and More by Zephyrus.
Yeah, that's
Which is
outside the
8,
Noble
which
District.
will pass us by the fountain at the same time.
Yeah.
Only passing the fountain if y'all choose not to do something currently.
Oh, I totally look at it all the way out.
Looking at it is okay, but doing shit is not okay.
Are you guys still on the side, or?
No.
Okay, so you guys left already?
I guess. Well, the question is, are we?
I didn't know if you guys are talking
stopping
about
us
it
and
inside.
talking us.
Wait,
Like,
yeah.
It looks like Nathaniel is preoccupied, but I'm more so saying if you guys want to interact with him. I'll let you guys.
No, we do want to interact.
Okay,
with
so that's what I'm trying
we
to
do
say.
want to interact with him. Sorry, I think we just got off track.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's why I want to make sure. So
Yeah.
okay.
No, we're going to interact with him. I personally wouldn't want to, though.
You would not want to.
Well, I mean, just like, I don't know. I'm still feeling some kind of way with him.
Alright, I'll walk up to him. Hey, Nathaniel. Just
Yes. What can I do for you?
one more question I forgot to ask you. What time
yeah.
should we meet you for that thing?
Which thing? Could you be a little bit more?
The seal.
Oh,
I don't want to keep you waiting.
No, that's
waste
totally-
the sending stone.
that's fair. That's fair. I think Arthur's still over there. What I'll end up doing is I'll just get everything signed, approved, and I'll get it signed over, and I'll just give it to Arthur. That way he can meet up with the rest of you, and you should have it. Be on your way.
What's over at Highborn Healing?
I mean, it's a potion shop. Very nice. Sometimes they have scrolls and other miscellaneous, but one of the nicer potion shops inside the city. Basically uncontested.
Good to know. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Alright, well, I guess we'll.
Thank you again, sir.
Not a problem.
Just kind of head off.
Reginald's just sitting there back.
Talking to his wife.
Just fucking texted me.
Who did?
He just called me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I'm from a coworker of ours.
Gotcha. All right, so you guys end up, I guess, after that interaction, walking out of the Scale Legionnaire quarters and begin walking down the street, presumably towards Highborn Healing, or you're just standing in the square right now, to
I
say.
think we're probably making our way because it looks like we're gonna have to go that direction anyways. So probably. Well, no, like we're gonna walk towards Fortune's Den, technically, right?
What is it?
I guess no, not really. There's a sidewalk that we can go straight to 7.
I mean,
Do you want potions or anything?
I think I'm fresh out, honestly, of potions.
Okay. Well, let's go.
Of
Let's go.
healing.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Of healing, to be quite. I have.
We haven't been there. Let's go.
Yeah. Got a
Then we
potion
can-
of. Oh yeah. Got a potion of Mana Supreme as well.
Mm-hmm. Arthur's got a hoard of stuff that he's just holding on to.
Yeah, I mean he has been our healer. Not gonna lie. Love you, Daddy.
Yeah. So
Potion Daddy.
we'll head that direction.
Potion of Mana Supreme. What does that do?
Basically, it gives you a
Spell
spell
slots.
slot.
Potentially.
Potentially, yes.
Okay. So as a lot of you are kind of walking down the streets, it seems like the streets themselves aren't overly packed, actually. It's a little bit more packed in certain areas, but the actual road that you guys are taking down towards what would be Highborn Healing is just pretty vacant. There's some people inside the shop, there's some bards playing music, but nothing too out of the ordinary considering. I feel like the Noble District's been pretty much untouched of everything that's been happening. And as you're walking over there, what do you want to do? I know you guys were talking about maybe chatting a little bit about some things you couldn't talk about in there, but
I think it's best to wait. Not.
Yeah.
Wait.
Maybe just behind closed doors.
Yeah.
As we're walking, just like talking about the day and
Yeah.
looking around. I guess I just want to use like my passive perception to just kind of keep an ear out and everything.
I
Yeah.
just want to be
Make sure we're
looking
not
out for
getting
weird
jumped
shit.
by
Yeah.
thieves again.
what is your passive perception?
17.
Okay. I want you to actually roll perception for me.
Okay. Pete, guess what? I have
Just
advantage
him
on
or
that.
all of us? Just him or all of us?
Ooh.
What's that?
Just him or all of us?
Just him.
Okay.
And what's your passive perception?
16.
Okay, yeah, just him.
Can I take my passive?
Huh?
I got a 16 as my perception. Active perception.
Yeah.
Where do you see that? Where's your? Oh.
So you're going to actually end up overhearing a little bit from a conversation. It sounds like one of the bars actually kind of stopped playing, and that kind of provide just enough room for you to actually hear what is a little bit of two people talking, sitting at a table that looks like a tea shop. The man's going to end up saying, I do worry about this. A lot, actually. But darling, there really isn't much to worry about. Just keep your voice down. The bard stopped playing. Darling, I do think that this is something where we should reconsider. If we just take one of the boats out, then we'll be fine. No. They said the Blighted Lords aren't going to be a problem, and the food will come back. When the food runs out, those poors are going to be running into the city. Darling, don't talk to them like that. The people like us. Yes, and those people are going to ravage the... We'll talk about this more later.
Seems like more and more war and famine increasing.
Townsfolk starting to realize.
Just kind of whisper that to the group.
Yeah.
If this keeps up, Scale Legionnaires are going to have a lot on their plate. So will the city. Wonder how Wuhan will take this. We'll continue on.
Continue walking. Okay. All right. So as the rest of you end up walking, I want all of you actually to roll perception for me.
Come on, baby.
20 behind.
24.
have advantage.
Nat 20.
I have +6.
I plus 7.
Yo, you nat 20.
I rolled a nat 20.
That's cool. What was your disadvantage?
What's your disadvantage?
1.
10.
10. Okay.
I rolled a 25.
Ah.
Nat 20, and then I rolled a 5.
Rip.
So sad. Anyways,
I'm a 21 and I'm the lowest. Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed.
so both of you end up actually noticing something. You end up seeing what is a man standing at the edge of an alleyway, with what looks like a couple other individuals kind of standing off there. It seems like when you've walked through this areas like this before, you've seen a lot more guards present. But for some reason, there's no real guards inside this area right now. As you're kind of getting a better look and you're looking at their clothing, it looks like their clothing isn't that of what you'd expect nobles to be. It's kind of even a step below actually what y'all are wearing.
Okay, that's it. Belda.
I see it.
Should we?
It's up to you.
What?
Guys in the alley. Not really noble material, nor are they guards. Could be.
Where are the guards?
Well, you heard it from Rah himself. It's being spread thin right now. Could be. I think it might be the same type of people we saw the other night. Was it last night?
If it is,
It would have been last night for you.
do you really want to encounter them again? Or do we keep our head down and keep moving?
Are you guys still looking at them? Or what are you guys
I'm
doing?
just like,
You're staring at them. Like, all right,
guys.
roll investigation then.
16.
Okay. As you're looking off in their direction, you can tell that their clothing definitely doesn't match or resemble anything of what would be of people in the Noble District. But more often than that, you end up noticing what at least one of them ends up just being completely drenched in water. It looks like there's just a puddle of water underneath one of them, and you're still watching some of those drip drops begin coming off of what would be one of their tunics.
Well, he's soaking wet. Wonder if he fell into the water or the sewer.
Is there a way to get here through some water channels?
Yeah, if you take a look at the map.
Didn't they just say people were getting attacked on the... Yeah, we're walking past the docks, basically.
We
Or
would
a dock.
have we would have most likely.
We would have taken a left, or...
We would have gone inner.
I don't
Would you say we would have gone inner or outer?
If you guys were going for the shortest path, you probably would have gone outer.
Outer.
But you could have gone inner. Either way, that wouldn't have affected this interaction, really.
Okay.
It just would have affected the side you guys saw them on.
Well, he's soaking...
Because as you end up getting closer to Highborn Healing, that's where you would have seen it. So you guys are basically like roughly in front of the Ivory Archives, roughly in that area.
I want to. I don't know if I want to do that in the Noble District, but I'm gonna do this instead. Since I'm on charges, I'm just gonna kind of like go past the alleyway a little bit. Just kind of go up against the wall and just kind of shrink.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna turn into a spider again.
Turn to a spider?
Where'd he go?
Alright, what do you guys want to be doing?
I mean, we would have seen him do it, so I mean...
My immediate reaction is, I'm gonna try and crush a spider. I don't want
You
spiders.
fucking did it!
No, I saw him do it. Don't do it.
We might not need to draw this entire thing out, but... Okay. Oh shoot! I should probably use a color that's not the color that's on here.
Yeah. Fuck it. Confuse us even more. Why not?
All right. So we go. Should be like building, alleyway.
Huh, interesting.
Okay.
You get some good ones there.
All right. So this is the alleyway right here. And then we'll say if y'all's fired away.
Okay.
All right.
Didn't you say you printed his mini?
No, I said
you didn't.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't print it.
How rude.
So you guys would be standing probably over there.
Maybe a door.
I'm sorry, I still have your mini.
I don't care. I got 4 of them. Actually, you might have 3 of them now.
Yeah. You just have the one right now.
Okay. So what do you want to do? Well, let's go to them first. So what do you guys want to do after he does that and leaves over there?
I mean, like,
I have to say this mini is actually pretty close.
It is actually.
Yeah.
go Rumlin. You walked over here and then shrunk?
Yeah, I walked kind of like over here,
Okay.
just kind of behind the wall, like out of sight, and then shrunk.
So I probably would have come next to you and just been like on the corner backed up against the wall. Like, kind of sort of like right eye be able to see and like hoping you're like right there
No,
talking.
I think I probably would have. Yeah, I would have stood there and talked to you, like
Yeah.
in a hushed tone.
Yeah.
Do you want to go around the back?
Or more like, I don't think there's around the back. Is there around the
I'm
back?
sure there's an around the back. There's got to be an around the back.
Why don't we wait to see what happens? I mean, if you wanna, I'm not that quick.
Okay.
I'm half my movement speed.
I'm half your movement speed too.
Then you're probably a quarter. But
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an inspiration point for that. that was pretty light. That was pretty light in the feed. I like that. That was good. That was good.
Wait, has that been on the whole time?
Yeah.
Has that been clicked on like that the whole time?
Yeah.
You had an inspiration point.
No.
No?
No. It was clicked on like that when I created my character.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, so I might have given you inspiration. I can't remember.
No, you gave me an inspiration on my very first session because I rolled something really bad and I haven't gotten anything since.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, there you go. That's how you do it. You do things that basically are really in character, are really cool, or are enough where I'm kind of like, okay, that was a good chuckle. That was good. That was good.
Right. So I basically just want to crawl like a good 20 feet up,
Okay.
kind of like right there.
Sure. Roll stealth for me. Okay.
Your step up, your spider step up.
Oh wait, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
expire
I'm so
stealth.
sorry. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Spire stealth should be way better.
do I want to get teleportation circle?
I don't know what a spider step up.
The only bad thing about teleportation circle is to make a permanent one. It takes 3.
Spider stealth is worse than my stealth.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
have a
fine.
+7 in stealth. Reginald does. Spider has 4.
This man could have walked.
You
up.
are tiny though
It's like,
too. So.
Oh yeah. So that's 11 on stealth.
All right.
And tiny.
Yep. So you are up there, kind of trying to stay on the wall. The wind's kind of blowing you around a little bit, but you're able to keep your web kind of attached as the wind kind of settles. You fall back onto the wall. Doesn't look like anyone's noticed you, but you are just kind of scaling the wall and able to get like right over there. And as you begin getting closer and closer and closer, you're going to end up hearing more with this conversation between them. All right.
That's pretty
So-
nasty.
I can't believe you didn't bring an extra change of clothes. Like, I didn't think we were going to get this wet going through the water like that. You should have just brought the extra clothes. Now we look like we're completely out of place inside here. Well, I don't think it's that big of a problem. It's a lot bigger of a problem than you think it is. Just listen, all of you, just shut the fuck up for a second. We're in the Blight District. All we gotta do Just gotta go, sack one of those shops, take a bunch of gold. We just gotta hop back in the water and swim back over, and we'll be good for a couple days. That's it. Easy, just like that. We'll be good. Get your family taken care of. We'll make sure that I get my cut for organizing this entire operation. And we'll be good. Just like that.
Who hears that?
That last one was pretty loud. I'll let you guys roll perception for that.
I could just stop him.
That's an 18.
18.
Ooh, that's 20, 21.
Both of you are going to end up hearing that.
Nice.
But you're going to have heard like the entire context. You guys are just going to have heard that like very, very last part. It's like, and I get my cut, of course. And blah, blah.
How far apart are they?
They're right there.
You don't know what's going on yet. All you heard was an I get my cut, of course. I know. You can do it. Just remember.
I haven't used it yet. I got one.
Just remember, Fireball's gonna hit him too.
Oh, no.
I would.
He just pops that.
I have the perfect spell for this situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally.
Fireball.
No, it's wonderful.
I do not have fireball.
The best part is you can hit the back of the wall, it would come shooting out the fucking alleyway. Like,
Exactly. Oh yeah. Avatar: Last Airbender style.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I have fireball at all.
it would become wall of fire.
It would become wall of fire at that point. It would literally become wall of fire at that point.
What level is fireball?
It's a 3rd level spell.
You definitely should have Fireball by now.
I have it. It's not. I don't have it available.
That should be like a
So
set
I
in stone, never move.
no. Because I play my character based off of
Yeah,
its
I gotcha.
mood. So its mood depends on its spell list.
I gotcha.
So he is gloomy. So I have
Ice Storm.
I have Snillix Snowball Swarm.
Nice. I like it.
I've never heard of that.
I like that. That's good.
I've never heard of that spell.
So I picked that up when we hit level 9.
Right.
So just for a flurry of magical snowballs erupts from a point of you choosing. Each creature within 5-foot sphere, 5-foot radius sphere is centered on a point. Makes a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 3d6 cold.
Cool. So Reginald, what do you want to do after just hearing all that?
I'm kind of trying to watch you at the same time, so I
I'm going
heard
to
it.
continue hearing just a little bit more if they say something.
Listen, I'm really not sure that this is really. You're sure that they're not going to be paying. Of course, I'm sure they're not going to be paying attention. Listen to me. Listen. You guys are just fucking so stupid. See, if it wasn't for me, all of you would have been dead with all we've been doing. All right. So we go in, we get it, we leave, and we're good. The guards ain't even paying the fucking attention. Listen, you see that? You see that guy over there? That one was just fucking stupid as shit. We were able just to swim right on over, just like I said we would. Just like we said. You see, really what it is, we're way smarter than them. We realize that this is the time to be doing things, and they didn't even see us. So, when we go in there, what we do, you're going to be the distraction. You're going to run in there, swinging around the knife, and then the rest of us are going to end up coming in through there, and we're going to bring out all of our stuff, going to toss them in the bags, and then we'll get all of the food and everything in, and then we'll jump in the water, and we're bringing it right across with us. It's going to be great. And then, remember, you all just get the food, and you put them in your bags for the food, and I'll grab the gold, and all the golds will go inside my bag, and then we'll distribute it out when we get back over, okay? All right?
Did they say that they were in the Blighted District?
Yes.
you did.
Okay. I just want to make that
Yes.
reference.
I heard that too.
Alright, I just want to make sure. I normally mishear things. Just
No,
wanna
you're
make
good.
sure.
He
You're
said Blighted District.
Okay. I'm gonna crawl this way.
Okay.
Climb down onto the alleyway, just around the corner. Just back. I'm gonna don my helmet, the
Okay.
dread helmet.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I'm just gonna come out of the corner.
All right.
And I want to just kind of like hug the shadows a little bit. I want to see if I can just go up unsuspecting.
Roll stealth.
Okay, that's where I was gonna wait. If he's gonna walk blindly into them,
I will
turning.
go first.
that's fine. But I'm gonna. What I mean,
Do I want
You
to
can
do
shoot
this?
spells
Do I want?
over my head, but you can't take hits.
yeah, well, I'm mobile.
It's too late. I already said
Up
it.
in melee.
Does that count as a roll?
Well, it lets me use it.
Hey, you dropped it. And
I did drop it. It's not cocked.
You could use it.
It's 26.
All right. So
It's in.
you're hiding in the shadows, and it looks like they're completely oblivious to your being there. The rest of you are going to end up seeing where there's kind of like this red glowing and kind of smoke coming out of his eyes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna come up to them as they're just in the middle of a conversation. And
Well, why is it you get to get all the gold in the bags? It's because I'm the smart one and you would fucking lose it all. You just put the food inside your cloth bag and just make sure it doesn't get in the water when you swim back. Or it does and you're a fucking idiot and it doesn't matter. That's why I get to carry all the good stuff.
all of you are fucking idiots.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
15.
15.
15 on intimidation.
Fucking shit! You're gonna watch as what looks like the one that was like kind of all confident and everything, and you just like went up behind, was kind of orchestrating this entire thing. Just gonna slam off into the sidewall. You're gonna see what looks like a couple of wooden planks end up falling off and then just fall directly into the mud. It's like, you're the right, you're Reginald the Undying!
I'm just gonna slam my staff right in front of it, just as like a hushing. You don't know where the fuck you are. You thinking you're in the fucking blighted district? Look around you.
You just don't understand because you used to be one of us. Now you're not one of us, and you think because you're
assuming a lot right now. For someone so blind, I suggest you swim back over undetected, back to where you came before you wind up dead, or worse, kill your friends by your sheer stupidity.
Nicer than me.
What do you want us to do now, Henderson? You take your orders from me. Remember that. But of course, Henderson. What do you want us to do? So there's a new plan. We're going to leave. We're going to go back. We're going to create a new plan. But that sounds a little bit, it just sounds a little ridiculous. I didn't ask you what your opinion was on the plan. We have a new plan. We're doing that. Come on. You can immediately watch as Henderson's like pushing all them all like kind of past you and trying to kind of just look at you as he's pushing them down this
Down the back of the-
down the back of the pathway, back over to what would you presumably be the water area.
I was about to throw you a rope and be like, let's triple when you come out.
Hold
I was
on.
about to make them all go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or all stuck in a wall of force.
That'd be a fun one too.
I was ready to go.
If I had a rage, I would have raged and thrown a lightning fucking.
Are you wanting them to leave or
lightning in
no?
front of them?
Because if you say the word stop,
I want to grab the leader before he escapes.
What the fuck is it? I'm doing what you want. Just
What was your plan?
my plan.
What were you expecting to happen?
We were going to steal a bunch of golden food and we were going to bring it back and I would be wealthy and then the rest of them would end up getting the food that they so desperately needed.
You were just going to steal some chump change. So you thought
There's so much gold. There's gold inside of the tablets. Look at the ground with the stones and the cobble. I was really trying to get that out, but it wasn't working, so this is the only next plan.
You reach in my bag. Give him a component pouch. It's worth about 100 gold of components.
What the fuck?
I stole it from
I was about to
someone.
fucking kill him.
I stole it from someone. I have my own components.
Oh, what? So you're pitting me with this worthless junk, and you watch as he just begins pouring out the stuff on the ground. Look at this. Look at it. This is a flower, an egg of some kind.
Take that to an obelisk, and you will know that the useless junk can easily fetch 100, at the very least, 100 gold. Split that as you may.
So they're like trying to run past? Have they ran past yet?
So you expect me to believe that this flower here, 25 gold,
Well,
and these flowers, 50 gold.
either you take the flowers, or I'll let you take your chance with the guards.
Roll intimidation.
Do I hear him say
So,
this?
well, wait. So you are wearing the helmet, though.
I am wearing it.
So okay,
Do I
I'll let you
hear
do it with
him
advantage.
say
You're doing it.
Yeah, that's a lot better. That's 18.
Okay. You watch, he just kind of stops looking at you and just kind of looking down, puts everything in the component pouch.
But hurry, I think they're around the corner, actually.
Oi!
Is that what you're doing? Roll performance. Roll performance.
That's an 8.
Fuck! And you're gonna watch as they're all just like stumbling, kind of running around the corner.
Do you want them to leave or no?
Oh, they've already like
Oh,
ran
they're
around the
gone,
corner.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn back and just look at them as they're just scrambling.
Make some new friends, eh?
Yeah.
That was nicer than I would have been.
I'm gonna say, I know how they feel. They're just trying to survive like everyone else out here. I want them to risk their lives and do something stupid. I thought they were in the fucking blighted district.
But they're already started.
Speaking of surviving, potions?
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're gonna need them. After the shit that y'all have gotten me into in these last couple days.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. And as the three of you end up walking back out of this alleyway and start making your way towards the corner where you're about to head towards the infamous Highborn Healing, we'll end there.
Oh.
All right.
Alright.
Well, thank y'all very much for coming out tonight. We'll be hopefully back out again maybe next week, or maybe we won't be because it sounds like everyone's gonna be out of town.
I'll be in Ireland.
So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting July. So we'll see. But no, regardless, this will be up on the YouTubes here come Friday, and I think I might actually be updating that. I think I might be trying to do it on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but we'll kind of see. But anyways, we'll be seeing y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.
Enjoy the new outro, by the way, because we have new outros. So.
Cool outro.
Outro!